When I look at this verse, let's go back to Leviticus 25. In this time, it's Moses passing on commandments to the Israelites and being a messenger of God's messages. In his commandments, I noticed in very thorough commands, they ended with God saying, "But fear your God, I am the Lord your God." When God says fear, he means take him seriously. When you do that, you're able to take his decrees in utter respect and obedience. God had to say this because the Israelites, who are representing humans today, were unsatisfied people. Their proclaim of needing God profoundly in Egypt when they were slaves, but when taken out, God wanted them to act out their faith, which they had trouble with. Their journey with God didn't stop at getting out. It started at order, discipline, and resilience that they were supposed to show in the journey that they were walking to Canaan. They wanted things quickly that they yelled at Moses that staying in slavery where God had delivered them away from wasn't so bad, even a little better. That's our problem today. We hold faith and ask God for deliverance from our situations, our pains, our sins, our sorrows, but when he actually delivers you, you go back to that sin, that sorrow, that situation. The lesson is don't ask God for deliverance if you know you're going back to it. This is a sign of hypocrisy from dead faith. It is the very essence of the verse, faith without works is dead. When you hold your faith and given the opportunity to act it out, please do. When you don't, you aren't taking God seriously and you don't fear the Lord, meaning you have no beginning for wisdom, no start out. Taking God with absolute reverence and fear means it's the beginning of wisdom for you. Because when you take his commands seriously in obedience, you're living life according to his design for you, which is living wisely. Being a believer doesn't mean you just believe and acknowledge. That is the beginning, that is part of it, but it's more than that. You build onto these steps. It means you have faith and work with it. Act it out. Show the society what you've been trying to exemplify here. How are people supposed to know of God's character? Through his two greatest commandments: love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Love your neighbor as yourself, if you don't fear him enough to act out your faith in him. Don't ask God things for your personal satisfaction of feeling pure, then go back to it. God isn't your toy to use for your advantage. If you're seeking permanent satisfaction, seek God and, on this emphasis part, follow his ways for you. Don't give him the excuse of what you want anymore because it's all fleeting and temporary. Give him your whole. Surrender those ideas. Clear up space. Make space for his design in your vessel. Don't be like the Israelites that God had to punish them a lot for breaking the commands, like idolatry and blasphemy. God is a just God. There are no levels of sin that can lessen your punishment because it's a conscious choice. You didn't have enough fear and reverence to consider taking his messages to heart, so don't say it was cruel. We literally get to choose. And our lack of fear, which is taking him seriously like the way you take those fears of the dark, heights, or spiders seriously, is what dooms our journeys towards a life lived wisely.